Hey everyone, it's Trucker Ray with an update for both my channels, Truth and Testimony, the broadcast, as well as Life on the Road with Yeshua and Trucker Ray. Currently, right now, I'm in Manson, Washington State. Look at this view. You can hear the birds in the background. You can hear the dogs barking. You can hear the roosters. Hear all the water sprinklers down there. But this is beautiful orchard country. This is where we come and get our apples. It's nice, isn't it? It's pretty early right now. I was up like an hour ago, just walking around, getting some exercise. But put a little rock here where it'll hold the phone so I don't have to hold it. So I hope you guys bear with me here. Hopefully the rock doesn't fall down. It's not going to be a very long video. I just want to give you guys an update. Sorry, I got a little bit of rocks on me here. I guess I just wanted to explain to you guys a little bit. You probably noticed in the last couple months that I've been a bit indecisive, not knowing whether or not I should keep the channel up, not knowing really what I should be doing in life. Maybe it's a midlife crisis. I don't even know. What is a midlife crisis? I don't even know. Except I am just not feeling settled with my life. You really feel like something's missing. And sometimes when you know something's not quite right, and the best way to find out what's going on is instead of doing all the talking, do some listening, especially if you're a believer. And you know, I am not afraid to admit that I am a believer. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I know I can be a better one, and I hope to be a better one. I want to hear those words, good, well done, good and faithful servant. That's what I want to hear. But even right now, at the point of my life, I don't feel I'm going to hear those words. Because when you feel this unsettled, when you're not feeling the peace that you should be feeling, you know something's got to be done about it. And of course, you know, sometimes I think, okay, if I just stop doing my main videos and just concentrate on the one channel that talks about the Lord, that'll make everything better. And it's not really what's going on here. Lately, there's been a real craziness going on in my life. I don't want to explain the details because I don't want to be a gossip. But I've been thrown a curveball in the last week. Just probably the most stressful time that's happened in my life in a very long time. Felt utterly alone in this whole situation. I know people pray for you, and I know people send their good wishes, but you know what? You still feel alone. And fortunately, I do have one person at work that, and I don't want to mention his name because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned, but there's one individual at work who watches my videos regularly, and he could tell something was wrong. And he's been there, and he's tried to be a wonderful support, and he's lent me his ear a lot. And I appreciate that. No, he knows who he is. He's even offered me to take a little hiatus and go visit his family in San Diego to get away from everything. But unfortunately, I don't have that option. You get away too long, you lose your truck with this company, which is understandable. You don't want to leave a truck sitting for a month. But fortunately, the boss, I did talk to the boss yesterday, and he said that if I wanted to, I could get away for a week at a time. and the truck will be fine. So that's kind of nice to know that there is an option there later on. But I've been praying about it. I've been thinking about it. And like I was saying earlier, sometimes the best way to find out what's going on, the best way to hear God is to just not say anything at all and just listen. And this is why I'm posting this on both of my channels. Because I really believe that I need to take a time out and zip my mouth and just do a lot of listening, do a lot of reading, and spending some one-on-one time alone with the Lord. While still doing my job. I could still do my videos, but just the only interaction is with God and my employer. I mean, I can't really avoid that. And just really listen. Get into a quiet place. That doesn't mean I'm going to be pumping out videos and updates every 3 days. I'm not going to be doing that. When the time comes to put out a full video, like right now I'm working on one. I'm hoping to have that done soon. So once in a while you'll see something pop up. Maybe on Truth and Testimony you'll see something pop up. If I am enlightened with something and I really feel the need to record it, I will. But if I still feel the need that I need to just be quiet, I will. So if you try to contact me on YouTube, if you try to contact me if you're a friend, and I'm not really responding, that's because I need to do this. I need to listen. I need to take that time out. And I think it's a good way to draw a little closer to God. It's a good way to do a little bit of, I don't like to use the word soul searching, but I think it's a way to collect your thoughts. And, during that time period when you're alone and you're not interacting with others, you have a tendency of drawing a lot closer to the Lord. I've done this a long time ago. I remember doing this. I didn't do anything. It was almost like a little sabbatical I took, and it really was effective. But unfortunately, at that time when I did this, which was years ago, I had a girl that was on my mind, and I was crazy about her. And that's all that I could feel in the back of my mind, while I was doing the soul searching, and it was a massive distraction. Fortunately, right now, I don't have anything like that on my mind except just wanting to be prepared for what's coming on this earth, the coming tribulation that's coming. And some might say that's a negative thing, but no, an actual tribulation that happens in our life can be a good thing. It's the Lord pressing all that out of us that shouldn't be in there, and providing the pure, that we can be a light in this world. Anytime that God has ever done anything like that, throughout all the years, history, it's always been a purging. It's been a purging. Like when the children wandered the desert for 40 years, it was a purging. It was a purification for those that were going into the promised land. And I could go on and on and on. Look at Joseph. When his brothers abandoned him, when his brothers sold him, and he ended up in Egypt in prison. I don't know how long he was in prison. It could have been 10 years, I think it might have said. He went through he was sold, he was falsely accused, and Joseph was a good man. He had a good heart. And he went through a purging. He went through a tribulation. Because God had a bigger plan for him. And turned out that God elevated him and promoted him to second in charge of Egypt, to take care of everyone that was going through that time of famine. It's amazing. So for me to think that I'm not going to go through some kind of purging is crazy. For anyone else to think that we're not going to go through some kind of tribulation in our life, that we're going to be freed of all of this because we're good people and we read our Bible, it's just not true. I think it's an honor to be purged. Anyway, this is turning into a sermon. Maybe this is what's going on with me. This is a very minor purging. This is minor, even though it's affecting my health, not to the point where it's affecting me physically, where I'm getting sick. What I mean by affecting my health, it's just stress and depression. It can be like that when you go through stuff like this. So, I mean, when something hits you and it doesn't have to have an actual physical, I mean, for a while there, I didn't want to eat anything. So that does affect you physically. But mentally, I'm stable. As crazy as it all sounds, I'm grateful this is happening to me, because maybe this is what I need for God to do some purging in my life. And even though I've tried to find answers and tried to reach out to certain people in my life, and I've come up against a wall sometimes, when you run out of those options, when you run out of those things, sometimes you just have to do what you feel like on your heart is what to do. And I don't really have a direction. I don't have any answers. I'm not being told to go anywhere. I don't even know what I want to do anymore. A lot of decisions I was going to make in my life have now changed. But so I will know the right direction I need to go and what to do. I think this is what I really do need to do. I need to be quiet, and I need to listen for the small, soft voice of God and not my own mouth. So again, I'm fine. Hopefully this is an incredible time in my life that I'll be able to give an amazing testimony about later. But I am going to really seclude myself from pretty well everybody in my life. So I can hear what God is trying to do and what He wants me to do. So like I said, if you try to contact me, or if you want to say you're praying for me, I appreciate that. You can say whatever you like to say. I'm probably going to turn the comments off in this video because I don't want sympathy. I don't. If you want to pray for me, please pray for me on your own. But if I have comments turned on here, then I'll be looking at them and it'll be a distraction. So I'm going to have the comments turned off. And I hope you guys understand that. Again, pray for me that the Lord reveals something incredible, that He does an amazing move in my life. And when there's opportunity to put up content on either channel, I will. As for those on Truth and Testimony, I know Adrian Scott will continue to provide the outstanding videos that he puts up. I'm confident in that. And, and once in a while, like I said, I might put something up. I don't know. It depends if I feel I should or not. If I feel like I'm still supposed to stay quiet, I will. So that's all I got for you guys. Just wanted to let you know what's going on. And it's not a plea for sympathy. I don't want anyone's sympathy. Just keep me in your prayers, and that's all. That's good enough. All right, friends. I'll give you one last look at this beautiful countryside before we end it. Now that the sun is really coming out. It's gorgeous out here. You know, I tell you what I would love to do. See the top of that mountain over there? Or even that field, even though that's even though that is an orchard up there. But any one of these mountains up here, I would love to be sitting on the top in a tent right now with a little campfire and my Bible and just get away for 2 weeks. I don't know if a 1 week would be good enough, but it would be nice. Blessings in the name of Yeshua, everyone. Thank you for your understanding, and we'll talk to you soon.